Nice to see a fresh face that ain't green as troll snot.
By the beard of the Bear Slayer, another human face. You must hail from Silverglen. Fewer orcs that away, I've heard. This big green hunk of rot will club me if I say more than nothing. Perhaps you better query him first.
Step aside, pig face. And what business is that? Well, that's one less mind to worry about, so who's next? Well, no one sent word about all that. And elected a conduit? I suppose the All-Mother would expect me to discuss these matters with the likes of you. Something the conduits asked for directly, you see? There's a key inside, a key to a source temple within the forest. The very temple the conduits attempting to crack at this very moment. They say the key's the only way in, but she's attempting to charm her way in while we look for the key here. Without the wizard's servants to show us the way in, though, it don't seem like we'll ever get through the damn doors. Gruntilda seems to believe they're in a hidden cellar somewhere, but we haven't found a lick of a hint as to where the damn thing might be. They can't have escaped, that's all we know for certain. Shame the wizard's pretty little grapevines and beehives will wither without his team of helpers tending them. Perhaps, once we find and skin the buggers, that priestess can turn them into undead workers fast enough to save the garden and whip up some wine and mead. Can't say myself what exactly's inside, but the conduit seems ready to turn heaven and ground to get inside. It seems the wizard who lived here was quite familiar with the place. He kept what seems to be the only key after all.
I've spotted something interesting.
The totem's cold. Lifeless sockets seem to assess you. The totem silently acquiesces.
What's this? I found something. This boulder looks strange. Unreal, even.
Who are you? Stay away from my family. They know nothing of the wizard. Take me. A source hunter? Lodian, the gods have answered our prayers. I can think of no more welcome deliverer from this predicament than one of your esteemed order. 7 bless us, and you too. Aye, we 3 laboured under Zandalor's employ. He was right decent to us, and it's thanks to him we managed to escape the brutes upstairs. Zandalor prepared this hidden place long ago. It's almost as though he knew, somehow, that this day would come. Or perhaps he knew only that the forces of evil would always pursue those of goodness and light. Many years ago he told us that if ever we found ourselves in danger, we should flee to this cellar. Shut fast its door, he said, and mark the jam with a chalk pentangle. This will call forth the magic I have assigned for your protection. It seems our friend was true to his word. Zandalor is a brilliant man, even among wizards. Why he chose to settle in this sleepy little town, I can't say. But then again, he never did remain for long. Always dashing off to attend to some matter or other, our wizard. We cared for his home while he was away and attended to him when he was in. We were quite fond of him, and I do believe he was rather fond of us too. It seems that when we triggered this cellar's defences, he knew straight away. Within a minute or so, a strange orb of light appeared before us. It grew sharper and sharper about the edges. I held out my hands to grasp it, and it fell, heavy as a pearl, in my hands. From the orb came Zandalor's voice, clear and strong, as though he were standing just before me. His voice was hurried, strained in a way I'd never heard before. Something unthinkable, that he was travelling through the Phantom Forest, that heart of horrors, and into the ancient Source Temple that rests within its cursed depths. He told us to wait for the White Witch, asked us to deliver a message, something important by the sound of it. We wrote it down, word for word, and will pass it along whenever it is she comes. That ring! Hekara's blessing! Zandalor has the same. I'd recognise it anywhere. So the White Witch sent you, did she? I should have known she'd not sit idly by while the world turned topsy-turvy. Zandalor's message is as such. He's gone to the Source Temple in the Phantom Forest, and he wants her, or I suppose you, her messengers, to follow him there. In order to enter the forest, you'll need an amulet. He stored it in a small chest near his personal waypoint. Once you're inside the forest, you'll need to find the forest spirit. This spirit will give you the rune you need to enter the Source Temple. But first things first. If you want to get inside Zandalor's house, you'll need to use the portal in this very room. I've the crystal you need in order to activate it. Still, entering the house will be the least of your worries. Zandalor himself has called forth every manner of protection to discourage would-be intruders, and you will have to defeat them all in order to reach the bedroom. Now, the last thing he said doesn't make much sense to an outsider. Perhaps you or the witch will manage to make better sense of it. He said, and I quote, "She is coming. I only hope I can reach the temple first. If she finds the portal..." He didn't finish after that. I know little more than its name implies, but if a temple of Source does indeed rest within that blighted forest, a greater evil I cannot imagine. Many is the year since ghoul or beast has ventured out of the defiled sanctuary of those woods, yet still we of the village dare not enter. Legend says that to set a single foot into the Phantom Forest is to invite death's grasp. It's a legend none wish to test. As you may know, this town was founded as the last bulwark against the Source monstrosities that reside within that terrible place. After the fall of Brachus Rex, the defeated darkness retreated to those woods, and haunted they have remained ever since. Before you go, perhaps we might impose on you, well, a favour, you see. Source Hunter, we need a way out of this place. It's only a matter of time before the savages upstairs find us, and trying to leave through the village is as good as suicide. But Zandalor has his own means of travel, a waypoint shrine in his own chambers reserved for his personal use. If we could only get there, we'd be able to flee this place lickety-split. The only trouble is what I've already mentioned. The wizard's house is rigged from top to bottom. If you'll be disabling its defences, we'll slip through without problem. Good luck, Source Hunter, and unimaginable thanks from me and mine. Where am I? Is this real? I feel as though I've been living in a dream.
I needed that!
As good as a new penny. Into the fray once more.
Back on my feet again!
Back on my feet again.
As good as a new penny.
I feel better already!
I cannot endure this fiery agony! I prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
Into the fray once more.
As good as a new penny. Ah!
Back on my feet again.
Treasure, treasure on the ground. Who's the grandest dame in town? What a horn-loving dog you are! I won't hear such nonsense. No, indeed, an orc isn't really a dame in any case, is it? Treasure, treasure on the ground. Who that carnivorous farmhand? Treasure, I suppose if you're titillated by the brutalization of our beloved...
It's a mirage. scroll of revelation? There must be something of some value hidden here.
I'd prefer to drown my sorrows in ale. Strong in the embrace of the seven.
It doesn't seem to work here.
Make yourself at home for the present. We haven't much to offer, but my wife can tell you plenty about the wizard. He's a good and decent man, our Xandalore. Without him, we'd have been ripped apart and tossed aside by the marauders outside this cellar. My wife can tell you more, if it's more you wish to know.
Our friend, how can we help you? I know little more than its name implies, but many is the year since ghoul or beast has ventured out of the defiled sanctuary of those woods, yet still we of the village dare not enter. Legend says that to set a single foot into the phantom forest is to invite death's grasp. It's a legend none wish to test. As you may know, this town was founded as the last bulwark against the source monstrosities that reside within that terrible place. After the fall of Oh yes, let's! Have you cleared a path to Xandalore's shrine? No? Well, we don't mind a bit of a wait. We've gotten right good at it, as a matter of fact. Not much to see here.
Invulnerable! It doesn't seem to work here. Impervious to all attacks! It doesn't seem to work here.
Soaking spray!
It never rains, but it pours, eh?
Is unbeatable.
Light candelabras, okay.
Yeah, there we are. The house's defenses should be off now.
The family should be able to get through here without a hitch. We ought to tell them the coast is clear.
Friend, how can we help you? Oh, yes, let's! Have you cleared a path to Xandalor's shrine? We're so very eager to get out of this dank little hole. Great gods above! That's fantastic news! I can nearly smell the fresh air already. Psst! Before we go, I might be able to offer you a little tip. When I was cleaning the wizard's guest rooms, I'd often hear him whisper Ikara to a locked chest in his chamber. I can't say for certain what's in there, but perhaps it will help you on your journey. Thank you for your aid, my hero.
Treasure, treasure on the ground. Aren't you a dear? What is it you like best about that lovely lady?
Seems like we did what we were supposed to do in this place. Yeah, they don't exactly have the best equipment now, do they? So, in terms of quests, what do we need to do? So before I advance to Lukula Forest, I think I'm just gonna fall to Hunter's Edge and
Can I? The thing won't budge.
There are still some
I thought the same about that villager's kneecap.
And I'm wondering if I don't.
Is this one of them fancy scribble pages? Never did trust them myself.
Into the fray once more.
Words and rubbish. I ain't a bleeding maid.
Yeah, but that will have to wait for some time.
Ain't there something behind here?
If you're interested in this episode, seriously, time later.